All right, so measuring this first angle right here, remember dot to dot, line to line.
36.
All right. Is this angle more or less than 90?
Less.
Less than 90, so I'm looking at the small numbers. It's somewhere between 30 and 40.
37.
So 36, 37 degrees, something like that. All right. On this one, dot to dot, line to line. So this is definitely more than 90, so it's the big numbers. Somewhere between 110 and 120, just a little bit less than 120, so
I chose 117.
about 118, 119, something like that. Of course, on the test, it's all multiple choice, so it's not like, I mean, you'll have the choices there for you.
How many questions are there?
24, I believe.
When are we taking again?
Tomorrow. Okay. No, you're not. Okay, on this one, so this is obviously obtuse, somewhere between 160 and 170. How big is it?
I would say it's 163.
163 or so.
62. Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
62 is a better number.
Okay. So I'm going to do like I did last time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this review and I'm going to get you started and then I'll let you work on it for a while. So number 1 says name a straight angle.
ABC.
Okay, angle ABC. That's the only one up there. Right there. Okay. Next one, name an acute angle.
AFB or ABF.
Okay, ABF would be one. What's another one? Angle DBC would work. Okay, just remember when you're naming angles, what are you being careful of there?
The vertex.
The vertex is always in the middle of.
Okay, good. The vertex is always the middle letter. So B is the vertex on all of these, so B is going to be the middle letter for every single one of those. Okay, number 2, you're going to name an obtuse. Number 4, you're going to name one that's adjacent to angle ABE. Okay, 4A and 4B, you're actually measuring these. So you're going to be using your protractor on these two, on 4A and 4B. Well, for that matter, you're going to use it on 4C. So on 4C, what it says to do is draw the angle bisector of ABF. So here's ABF. What does angle bisector mean?
Like the middle part?
It cuts it exactly in the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure ABF, and then you're going to find out what halfway is, and you're going to draw the ray in there that cuts that in half.
Oh.
Okay? All right, number 5, angle IJK. This whole thing is 62 degrees. Angle LJK is 41 degrees. And we're looking for IJL.
Well, it shows.
Oh, whoops. This should say IJL. I should say IJL. So how are we going to do that? If the whole thing is 62 and this is 41, yeah, we're just going to subtract. Which is 21 degrees. All right, next one. We're going to classify it and find the measurement. So for angle AOB, okay? Angle AOB is this angle. Is this right, acute, or obtuse? It's acute. It is acute. Now, how many degrees is that angle?
35.
It is 35 degrees. All right. So that's what you're going to do on those other two. Down here, what's the vertex of this angle? Point K. What are the sides of it?
J and L.
Okay, KJ and KL. Remember, the sides of an angle are rays. So KJ is one side, KL is the other. So that's what you're going to do on those. On this, we're going to name all the angles that you can see. So let's start off with this angle right here. What could you name this angle? Okay. Okay, it is acute, but just the name of it is what?
XYO.
Okay, angle XYO. What would be the name of this angle right here? Okay, angle OYZ. And then the big angle here, angle XYZ. Okay, on this vocabulary stuff right here, what I want you to do is you could either write it in words or just draw an example of that, of each one of those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop down to 4A where you're measuring EBD. So angle EBD, focus. So how big is angle EBD?
52.
It's a little bit more than 50, so it's about 51, 52, something like that. Okay, angle FBD is about about 115, 114, somewhere around there. I guess actually it is pretty close to 115. Okay, on this one we're set to draw the angle bisector of ABF. So first of all, I need to measure angle ABF. How many degrees is ABF?
40.
It's right at 40 degrees. Okay, ABF right there is 40. So if I'm drawing the angle bisector half of that, what's half of 40? It's 20. So I'm going to go in there, put a little mark at 20, and I'm going to draw in this angle bisector like this. Did I get that in the right place? It doesn't look very good. Off a little bit, I guess. But it's pretty close. Anyways, okay. All right, so back up here to number 3. Name an obtuse angle. ABD would work. Anybody have anything different? FBC would work also. All right, name an angle that's adjacent to angle ABE. So ABE is this angle right here.
ABF.
Be what?
ABF.
Okay, for it to be adjacent, it cannot be inside of it. It has to be next to it.
So AB.
EBC.
Okay, EBD would work. Or if you had EBC, same thing, that either of those would be good. So angle EBD or angle EBC would be good. Remember, to be adjacent, it's got
shared line.
to share a side, share a vertex also, and it's got to be next to it. It cannot be inside of it.
So does it mean like middle, basically?
Well, where there's going to be a middle line, you could think about it like that, yeah. There's a line it's sharing. Okay, dropping down here, angle BOC. Is it right acute or obtuse? Okay, so BOC is right here. It is acute. Now let's talk about this. It starts at 35 and it ends at 110. So this is like what we did yesterday. So if you're counting from 0 over here, and it starts at 35 and it ends at 110, how are you going to find the measurement of that angle? Yeah, just subtract them. So 110 minus 35. What does that give you? Gives you 75. All right. And then angle COA right here, right acute or obtuse? Obtuse, and how big is that angle?
110.
110. Thank you. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Okay, number 5. What's the vertex of that angle? Is D. What are the sides of it? DE and DF. Okay, you get the idea. All right, adjacent angles. What is adjacent angles? Okay, they share a vertex and a side. All right, I'm just going to write the... Whoa. Sorry. Do what? I am going to draw a picture also, yes. Okay, they share a vertex and a side. All right, so it's like this. So if you have this angle right here and this angle right here are adjacent because they're sharing this side right here and they share this vertex. They're next to each other and they share a side.
Why can't it be like a linear pair?
A linear pair is adjacent.
Oh.
So yes. we could draw that as an example also. Because this and this, they share this side right here. So sure enough, linear pair is adjacent. Okay, vertical angles, I'm just going to draw a picture. So it's where you have an X, like a perfect X, and it's the angles across from each other. What do we know about those angles? Always congruent. Okay, linear pair, I just drew that. I'll draw another one. So like this angle right here and this angle right here. Remember, those are a linear pair because together, that pair, 2, makes a straight line down here. Yep, supplementary, they add up to 180. So what does supplementary mean? Okay, they add to 180. What does complementary mean? Okay, they add to 90. All right, and what does perpendicular mean? Not exactly. Nope.
It's like 90 degrees.
Okay, good. Perpendicular is like this. We talked about this in our vocabulary a couple weeks ago or whatever, but it means 2 lines cross to make 90 degrees. Yeah. The most important thing to remember on perpendicular is that it makes 90-degree angle. That's the most important thing. Perpendicular makes 90-degree angle. Angles. Okay. All right, on the back. So at the top up here, this is basically like the first ones on the front side. So very similar. You're going to name it acute, obtuse, right, all of that. So dropping down to number 17. 17 says find the value of y. So when I look over here, I see a y right here that's talking about this angle. Now, what other angle up there is going to help me to find the value of y?
272.
Okay, good. The 72-degree angle. Why is that angle going to help me to find the value of y?
Congruent.
Because what are these 2 angles?
Congruent. Vertical.
They're vertical angles, okay? Those 2 angles are vertical angles. And what do I know about vertical angles? They're always congruent. So to find the value of y, we're just going to set 72 equal to 4y plus 4. Solve for y. I'm going to let you do that. Number 18 says find the value of x. So if you'll notice, there's an x right here, and it's talking about this angle. Now the angle right next to that, how big is that?
90.
Is 90. That little box tells me 90. So if that angle is 90, how big does this angle have to be? It's got to be 90 because that's a linear pair. They add up to 180. So this angle has to be 90. So for this one, 11x plus 13 equals 90. It's 90 degrees. It's also 11x plus 13. So those are equal. Set them equal. Solve for x. Okay, number 19 says name an angle that's supplementary to RSW. So what does supplementary mean? They add up to 180. Okay? So name an angle that's supplementary to angle RSW. Or in other words, the other angle we're going to pick and RSW make 180. Okay, so let's look at that. RSW. RSW is this angle right here. Okay, so TSR would work. That's one answer. And there's one other.
USD.
USW, because it's got to go all the way and meet that. And you can see how those 2 together right there make a straight line. They make 180. So angle USW. Okay, let me go back. So they are supplementary, right? Supplementary means they add up to 180. And in this case, what's going to be true is that they need to be a linear pair. Okay? So that angle right there, RSW, is the one they've already told me about. So that's the one I already have highlighted or drawn in red there. Now I want another angle put together with that one that makes a line, a linear pair. So from here to here, this angle, okay, right here. And so you can see how those 2 put together make a straight line down here. They make 180. All right, number 20, you're going to name a pair of vertical angles. And number 21, you're going to think through that. work that out. All right, down here. So on this one, there's an angle that we basically know right off without having to think about anything. What angle do we know? Vertical angle. So angle which one? 2 is what?
25.
It's 25 because these two are vertical. That's right. Now from there, how am I going to find angle 1? Okay, because what's up with angle 2 and angle 1? What are they? They're a linear pair. And so, yeah, they're supplementary. That up to 180. So we're going to do 180 minus 25. $155. So how big is angle 3? How do you know it's 155? Because it's vertical to angle 1. All right, on these last 3. So on this one right here, the 8n degrees is talking about this angle ABC right here. The 9n minus 5 is talking about angle EBD right here. So what type of angles are those two angles? Those are what we call vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? They're always congruent. So to find the value of n, we're going to set 8n equal to 9n minus 5. All right. On this next one, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on, but the 6x plus 19 is talking about this angle ABC right here. And the x is talking about this little acute angle right here, angle CBD. So what's up with those two angles? Okay, good. That's right, they're not vertical, they are a linear pair. And what do we know about a linear pair?
180.
They're supplementary. They add up to 180. They're supplementary. So on this one, 6x plus 19 plus x equals 180. Since they're supplementary. They add up to equal 180. So that's what I did, is 6x plus 19 plus x equals 180. And then on this last one, what type of angles are these? Okay, these are complementary angles, which means what? They add up to 90, and we know that based off of that right there. So, x plus 3x plus 18 equals 90. Okay, on the back. So number 12, what's the vertex of Jki?
Okay.
You wouldn't even have to look at the picture to know that. How would you know what the vertex is? The middle letter, point K.
Yeah.
Okay, name an acute angle.
JKI.
Okay, JKI would work. What else? KML would work. Yep.
Wait, JKI? I thought JKI is right.
No, JKI is this angle right here.
That right though.
Nope.
How is it?
Look, this is the angle.
That's less than 90. Okay then.
Is KIM? No.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so name an obtuse angle.
Wait, but if you said JIK, would that make it acute?
Ye-
I mean, right?
Yes.
JLM.
Okay, JLM is close. JLM is a weird angle because it's pretty close to being 90 degrees. So I don't know for sure which way that one's going to go. So I want more ones that are more obvious than that. JKM is more obviously obtuse. Another one is angle LKI is very obviously obtuse. Okay, name a right angle. Okay, KIM is the only one we know for sure, and because of that little box down there. Okay, name a straight angle. JIM. You can see right down here. Okay, we already talked about this one. Those are vertical, so they're congruent. So we set them equal, solve for y. Zeros out, 68 equals 4y. Divide by 4. y equals 17. Okay, then here we're going to subtract 13. This zeroes out. 11x equals 77 divided by 11. X equals 7 there. Okay, we already talked about number 19. Number 20, name a pair of vertical angles. So there's two different answers we could give here. Okay, USW and which one? TSR would work. So USW and TSR, or what would be another set of vertical angles? WSR and UST. Yep. Okay, on number 21, it talks about USW and TSR. So what did we just say about USW and TSR? They're vertical angles. So since they're vertical, what do we know about them? They're congruent. So we would set 5x plus 2 equal to 2x plus 41. All right, now I'm going to jump a few steps here. There's not a lot of space, but I would subtract 2x. That would leave 3x. And then I subtract 2, and that would leave 39. Divided by 3, and x equals 13. On this one, we have one more step because this doesn't say find x, it says find USW. So I need to take this 13 and plug it in right there. Okay, so 5 times 13 plus 2 is what? Yep. 5 times 13 is 65 plus 2 would be 67 degrees for that angle. All right, on this one, 82, 82. 180 minus 82 would be 98. 98. On this one, 117, 117, 63, 63. Okay, on these last ones, all right, so on this one, a little bit weird, but I would subtract 9n from both sides on this one. It's going to give me negative 1n. This zeroes out and leaves negative 5. Divide by negative 1 on both sides. And that's going to give me n equals positive 5. Okay, on this one, combining like terms, 6x and 1x makes 7x plus 19 equals 180. Minus 19, this zeroes out, 7x equals 161. Divide by 7, x equals 23. All right, on this one, x plus 3x is 4x plus 18 equal to 90. We're going to subtract 18 on both sides. 4x equals 72, divide by 4 on both sides. And x equals 18.